Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer. Oh my god. I was holding my breath since the last time we played.
Was that good for you? I think you broke a couple world records.
Yeah, I should be getting those Guinness Book checks any day now. They pay me, right?
Now.
They pay me, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right, cool.
I've been focusing on what the Ting Tings have been doing for the past week, and it's not much.
When will you be getting fitted for your beard of bees?
Ooh, very soon.
Excitement.
Get it
Guys,
very soon.
Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer.
Ding.
We are back with another episode. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. If you are here as we come in close to the 9 o'clock hour, because we really do just start at 9 o'clock. Before we get started with our typical announcements, our recaps and all that good stuff, I believe Josh has a very important message for a very important gentleman.
It's a big old fuck you. It was too much work to go out of frame. Fuck you, Donovan.
Dude, you were so close.
I know. I messed up on the
so
second
close.
one.
It was so close.
You know what? I blame Grapes.
It's Grapes and Donovan's fault.
And Donovan's
Both.
fault. Fuck you, Donovan.
Both.
You're the reason I eat grapes.
Guys, let's kill Donovan.
Hey, Pat, you're close to him now. You're like 3 hours away.
Let's do it. He won't even see it coming.
Put a hit out.
I'm going to do it.
Cool.
I'm going to do it. We are back. You can follow us on all the social medias, all the places at The Junk Drawer Show. Do it. See what we're doing. See how we're doing in life and things. And I think here pretty soon we're going to have some other content that I'm super stoked to release. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Let your friends know that we're here and we're doing it. And Justin's here and he got a haircut and it looks good. And that's what you should also tell your friends. Be like, hey, Justin got a haircut. And they're like, who's Justin? And you're like, shut up. It looks good. And that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
Thanks, man.
I would also like to shout out the Philadelphia Phillies for winning their last 3 baseball games. Also shout out to the New York Mets for being the Mets. Hell yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
Good job, man.
I'm having a nice time over here.
We broke 100 wins.
You did, and then quickly left the playoffs. Very quickly. With the highest payroll in Major League Baseball. It's fine. Whatever. Not a big deal.
Doing great.
Anyway. Before we hand it off to Dice Daddy, quick recap of our last episode. We ended up leaving the bad place known as White Willow Plaza, formerly. Now it's known as Bad Place. We've renamed that. We found some nonsense shenanigans in Ashiki's hut with the name of our demon friend who did, I think, for like a little bit kill Loki. Like Loki was actually dead for like a hot mo there. We were able to locate Ashiki's writings. We found that. Loki also found a bag of his that has some information in it, has some trinkets and whatnot. So we're very curious to see. Got back to the Isle of Storms. Had a difficult, interesting confrontation with Ren that was then resolved when Thor spoke with her. And we are getting ready to brace ourselves to head to the Rust Marsh, being led by Abigail, who knows exactly where this library of Ayun is. And she notified the team right before Vindran's Valor. She notified us that you had to be taken to this library. This wasn't a library that we could just go find. Right before that, we'd also had Loki reach out to our ladies to the north. I wanted to say north initially, but I wasn't sure, and I'm trying to remember. Anyway, he reached out to Creed and Valdana, and they are still on the island where we were, trying to repair and make sure everything's very livable for those individuals. And that is where they will be for a little bit. Loki did make that compromise begrudgingly because he does miss Creed, even if he doesn't want to say so. He's guising it as Ned. He's like, oh, I need my wyvern because who's gonna tuck me in at night? That's not what
Thor.
wyverns do. It's not what wyverns do. Thor would
Ned
do it.
doesn't tuck in.
He doesn't tuck. He's not a tucker. Anyway, with all of that being said, Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready. Huh?
So, just as Patrick so eloquently placed, the last time we were all together, Abigail had just kind of dropped the bomb that in order to go to the Grand Library of Ioun, you had to have been taken there previously, and she had stated she had gone when she was a very young girl, back when she was traveling with her dad. And she said she just needs to prepare a few things. Last I remember, the four of you were currently at the table. I'm going to assume you are packing up. At least Alder might be bussing tables. And all of you got the benefits of the heroic feast spell.
Oh, shit.
But
that's right.
I have named it the legendary feast. Which instead of it being within the next hour, it's until the next time you take essentially a long rest or you fight something. And then once you take that long rest for it, then it resets or it goes away. So yeah, instead of it lasting for an hour, I wanted to give you guys the effects for a little bit more. So you have your hit point maximums. Make sure they're not 2d10 permanently. And just keep those to the side.
What was the
It was
10 that you
12.
rolled? I don't. Oh, it was 12. Okay.
Well, yeah.
And if you didn't roll it before, you can roll it now while you guys are cleaning up. But
No, I thought you rolled it for us. if I
You
remember
did.
correctly.
You
Did I?
rolled it for us, and we all got
It was
12.
it was
12.
17.
it was 17.
Yeah, we got really lucky.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure because that's what I put down, and I wouldn't have just done that.
You wouldn't have just wrote down 17.
Unless I'm playing 4D chess. Joke's on you. I can't even play 2D checkers.
We're playing 40 chess.
I literally just re-rolled it and I got 17 again. So 17 is the play.
17 it is.
17. Let's
So all of
go.
you have 17 instead of the next 24 hours, just until the next time you take damage. Think of it
So what
as
that means is he's going to stomp us.
yeah, for 17 points exactly. Go
We
ahead.
can't be frightened, right? Because you said that
So
the effects of a hero's feast.
I'm gonna just read it out for everyone. So, but yes, creature partakes of this feast gains several benefits. They're cured of all diseases and poison. They become immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Whew.
In addition to the 2d10. So whoever can fucking do Hero's Feast, like that's just a really good spell. Look into it. Whoever
it
can do
clerics?
spell shit.
Sounds like all.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's just level 6 conjuration, so it might be a wizard or a bard thing.
But
It's not
a cleric
Alder's our
thing.
chef.
But it doesn't have a specific class to it. Like it doesn't. Oh, it says cleric and druid. So
Alder.
Oh.
Boom. Fucking nerd.
Chef,
No, I can
chef,
do
chef.
it. I just don't have.
Yeah,
what
but
is
isn't it like a
needed.
chalice worth 1,000 gold? Or
yeah,
something
you need
like
a
that?
gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000.
Carlos,
Close
you
to
sound so
that.
poor right
Which
now.
this spell consumes.
Oh, the spell consumes the bowl.
Yes, the spell consumes a fucking bowl.
Really?
But,
Oh,
you get all those benefits for 24.
Yeah, those are really nice. Those are really nice.
They are
benefits.
super nice. That's definitely something for us to keep in mind further down the road whenever
Sure.
we are going to need it. But yeah, I don't even have money to buy that.
Your mom does.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just
she
ask
does.
mommy for
does,
more
your
money.
dad does.
Got
I don't
that
even-
black Visa card, dude.
Guys, they don't even have like a phone.
Don't you got like a trust fund?
That's why they're poor. They don't have a phone. They
That's
got
what makes them
iPhone.
poor.
The iPhone 4. It's old.
God, we drive a Ford
I
Fiesta.
could definitely get like a couple gem encrusted bowls in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah, y'all got bougie bucks over there.
Well, I've spent a lot of it, and a lot of you have received the generosity of
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thor
So-
in
We've
spending
also,
it.
I'm
we've
saying
also
we can-
received many other
We can
things
go
from
back to
Thor.
Asgard and just pillage.
Just,
Just take
and
all
it's
the
like-
shit because it's ours anyway.
It's
the
true,
burger
it is.
fairy gave me a burger, so
Ooh.
Ooh, Burger Fairy?
Dude,
So you
I
guys might need to talk for a minute.
fucking love a burger fairy.
Haven't eaten dinner yet, but yeah, the last I assume you guys are bussing tables and preparing. And Abigail said she would meet you outside of we'll say outside of the compound, so outside of the temple.
Yeah, the following morning, right? Because this is dinner.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's
eat your
breakfast, wasn't
burgie, and we'll just role play for a hot mo.
No, you guys are okay. I can listen.
No,
yeah, I
just
got a
fucking
rusty
eat your
table
burger.
real
Dude.
quick. Can I take that from you, Justin?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh shit! There's a burger fairy now. Oh, what an
You know, in all of our absence, that's actually a really nice addition that they got here on the island. A Burger Fairy?
yeah. That was not here prior to me being here. So you're welcome. I guess I don't.
I don't see it. Where is it?
Just
Well,
because
yeah,
you
if you
can't
don't
see it
believe
doesn't
in
mean
it.
it's not real, Loki.
I think part of what the issue you might be having is maybe you're just not believing in the Burger Fairy. Because if you believe in the Burger Fairy, you could see the Burger Fairy.
Okay, give me
You
one
need to-
moment.
Clap your hands and say, "I believe in the burger fairy."
And like the louder you clap,
Burger Fairy.
Are you
Oh, there it
saying
is!
yourself to
And
look
Loki's
like
going-
a fairy would be-
Loki's gonna cast Minor Illusion to create a burger fairy just floating above the table.
It's beautiful.
and
That
it just
is not
looks
what it
kind of
looks
like Don Vito from Viva La Bam.
Oh,
Oh no, he's a monster. We don't.
I was gonna say Ronald McDonald, but really heavy. Like a
Don
really
Vito.
heavy onset Ronald McDonald.
He's just like, it's a glandular problem.
I told you, you bitch. So as you're bussing tables and prepping, I know that there was a few things you guys wanted to kind of accomplish.
Yeah, I'm going to go and kind of raid the kitchen to see if I can get essentially I'm looking for just some pint bottles that we can seal.
Okay.
I know that they should have steins that we should be able to close or something like that. Essentially looking for Michael Jordan secret stuff that I can kind of give to everybody.
Steroids.
Space Jam reference?
Yes, original Space Jam, of course. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what realistically what I want is so that way I can at least stock up 5 pints of dragon's milk from the barrel that I have in storage. God forbid we need it. So,
Go ahead
mean-
and
Did you mean the only Space Jam? Is that what you meant to say?
I mean, I haven't heard of another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
guys, there's one with LeBron James.
Shut up.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check there, Alder.
Okay, can you go ahead and roll 46 of psychic damage for yourself? Said investigation.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my Riley roll and make that an 8.
Already? We're
You
looking
really
for
want
jars,
to
man.
No, I won't use it. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I
Um,
want to use a
Riley roll.
He's
How
like,
badly do you want this?
He's like, I found one glass, and it's the barrel. Who's gonna take it?
broken.
So you, with your 2, you find 2 I would say serviceable bottles that you're able to utilize, but they don't seem to be able to yield much. I'll say you'll be able to yield 2 servings of your ale in it.
All right, well, then we got 2 with us.
I mean, it's better than none. So
I'm updating my inventory. And then for those that don't remember what it does, is when you drink it, you are immune to damage for 1 hour.
And we're gonna
But
say,
you have to make a constitution check to not be completely hammered.
and I'm gonna add the caveat: you have to drink the entire bottle. It can't just be like a sip and then you're good.
Oh, yeah. I assumed it was you have to have a full pint in order to do it.
You have to consume the entire
So
serving.
he has one
2
serving
servings.
then? 2
2
servings.
servings.
2
Yeah.
servings.
I'm gonna make sure I'm keeping track of how much I've used. So
And that serving is decided by the size of the bottle, right?
yeah, it's a pint.
So
It's decided by me.
are you
so-
the size of the bottle?
Man, you
Are you
can't
the
wash
son?
your way out of this.
It's kind of hot. It's kind of hot. I'm not
You're
gonna
gonna be
lie.
like, and then I have like a thimble size as a serving size. Let me run a constitution check at advantage because it's a thimble and I'm a tiny little mouse boy. Can you guys tell
Those
that
are so his mannerisms.
they are, right?
God, it's such a Loki move.
I'm such
So
a
I'm a-
mouse boy.
I'm a cute little mouse boy. Squeak, squeak. Um. So yes, it's one serving. Um. Okay, it looks like it worked out. So you're able to get two.
Cool. Appreciate it, brother.
Moving down the
That-
line.
Does it for me?
What else we got?
I want to find Ren. I prepared something for her to apologize.
Go ahead and roll a, I would say, investigation because you're looking for particular.
Okay.
And I'll say she's not initially at her room or at the at Thor's room.
I got a 5. She's not in her spot.
She's not currently.
Yeah, I got a
It's
5.
fairly early in the morning because I remember this is breakfast. So she most likely isn't in
This
the
was
area.
dinner.
It's not
No, it's breakfast.
Oh wait, you're right. It was breakfast.
Yeah. because you guys took the long rest.
Yeah, and I talked to Galor in the morning.
So
No,
Yeah,
the sunset.
you did.
Was it in the morning?
Yeah, it was in the morning.
Yeah, because
No,
Loki
it
was,
was
up late.
sunset, but you slept in and you didn't see the morning suns.
That's what it was.
I remember now. 2 weeks off. We're fucked.
What I will say, Loki, is you do know where her area is if you want to leave whatever you're doing there. Just tell me what you're leaving.
I have to leave it. Okay, then yeah. I'll go over there and
It's long, unless you want to try to explore the outside the island and see if you can find her.
yeah. It seems like we've got a bit of time. Yeah, like we've got to wait for Abigail to get ready, and we're gonna meet her outside anyway. So, if she's not with Ren not being at her normal spot, I will go get ready, get myself fully ready to go, and then provided there's time, go look for Ren.
I mean, it doesn't take you too long to get ready. I would say at least you're donning your armor, you have your backpacks, and any other accoutrement that you're bringing. Probably around maybe like 20 minutes it takes for you to make sure you have everything and don everything. And then, excuse me, with the rest of the time, you're able to leave, go outside, and if you're looking for Ren, go ahead and roll a investigation check.
13.
13. Okay. I'll say with the 13, it takes a little bit longer than you would anticipate. But yeah, you're able to find her. It looks like she's over by where where you earlier saw Hercules plowing, or Alder plowing through the fields. You're able to see her, and it looks like she's kind of like sitting on a barrel, feet kind of kicking, and she's like writing in a notebook. And occasionally, as you're walking up, you see like once her and Hercules make like eye contact, he kind of walks up, and it looks like the two of them are conversing as you're coming upon her.
Okay, I woke up, and I just kind of like, excuse me, Ren. Hi.
And she goes, "Oh, hi, Loki." And you see Hercules, and he looks at the both of you and looks at Ren and gives this kind of look like, "You all right?" And she quickly nods before he puts the plow back onto his shoulder and he starts running again.
Yeah. So I wanted to apologize for the way that my brother and I came at you yesterday. We were working on not good information, and you may have caught a lot of that. So, fuck apologizing so hard. I made something for you because you are always putting your pencil or pen to paper. I did that and I made you this. Oh no. To say that I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
You see right there, it's a picture of you and me holding hands, and you can see that we're happy because there's music coming out of our mouths. And look, a tree, it's growing because the sun is so bright, because our day is so good. And then right here it says sorry because that's how I'm feeling.
Oh wow. This is great, Loki. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And he rips it out and he feels emboldened, like, here you go. Okay. Apology done. So you forgive me.
And she looks at you and she goes, I forgive you, Loki.
Yes, okay. All right. Well, I've got to go save the world or whatever. So I will see you when I get back. And we can perhaps hold hands and sing and make this picture real. Yeah, there's a tree there. Sun, well, when Thor gets rid of this storm. Is there a storm right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a storm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has like a little parasol and she's like, sure. Whatever you'd like.
Right. Okay. Do I believe her? Or like, yeah.
And go ahead and roll an insight check if you want to.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's
lying to you.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. I will say, because she has these big fucking like owl eyes, and birds don't have like features. They can't like move their mouths the same way. They have beaks and they don't have a brow. But she seems to be genuine, although a little perplexed by your sudden attitude towards her. But she seems genuine.
Cool. Okay, then I say what I just said. I've ripped out the piece of paper and I've handed that to her, and I will mosey away.
Okay.
Wait. So we're going to a library. Is there anything that I should look for you?
Oh. Wow. I don't know. I've never been to a library before. But I've read about them. So I don't know. I mean, I like books on zoology.
Zoology, okay. Ren book, and Loki pulls out his journal, writes it down.
And you see her, and she like leans over, and she goes, "It's a REN."
Yes, it is. And that's what I was going to write. Zoology. Yes. Okay. Cool. Then I will get that for you. And when I return, I will present you with a book. Assuming I can take a book. I will do my best.
Don't hurt yourself thinking about it too hard.
Okay.
You look like you're a big thinker. Not that, like, I know you're super smart, but it looks like you overthink things. You're stuttering a lot. Are you okay?
I have not apologized before, and it's really making me feel things that I'm not used to feeling.
Oh. Well, I mean, you can hold on to those feelings, and then you just move on from them.
Okay, so I bottle them up, and I push them way down.
Well,
you said
don't do that.
Okay, we've got to be more clear. Hold on. In what way?
Okay, what are you feeling right now?
It's that thing, where you feel that way after
No.
after there's a new thing that you've done, and it's yeah, you know that feeling.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I will find a book on feelings.
Do you feel sad? Do you feel bad?
I think I've been hanging out with Alder too much. I am feeling nervous. I feel nervous that I did not do a good job because I have not done this before, and I'm usually vulnerable. That's how I feel. Like this area is just open, like my rib cage is like, but in a non-painful way.
Okay. You did great.
Okay,
Nothing
cool.
to be nervous about. So you felt being nervous, and then you could just let that emotion go now.
Yeah. Okay.
Apology accepted.
Cool. All right. I'll just leave that here, and I put it next to the barrel or whatever she was sitting on. Like, okay, vulnerability is right there, and now I'm closed off forever. Thanks,
And
Ren.
then she goes, wait. And then she says, well, now you have to hold out your hand. And then she mimes doing what you did. And she goes, and then there's a happy feeling. So when you're feeling sad, now you have a happy one.
Huh. And you can just give these out.
Yeah. You gave me one just now with your picture.
All right. And Loki like puts it on his shoulder as if it's like a bird.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I've got my little happy friend here. Well, I've got to get to that library, find you that book on zoology, and stop the world from ending. So.
Yeah, the second part seems like really important.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in that order though.
That's fair.
So. Okay, well, we are friends now, and that is good. I will see you later, Ren.
Bye, Loki.
Goodbye.
Ren's superpower is she's emotionally healthy.
It does a lot more.
Superpower we can all be jealous of.
Yeah. So while Loki's having I'm beginning to feel moment, like from the Grinch.
That's exactly what I picture, by the way. He's on top of the mountain. He's like,
he's just prone. I'm beginning to feel. Really drove home when you said, open your rib cage, but not in a painful way. So while we're doing that, I'm going to throw it to either Thok or Thor. And what are we doing as far as prep?
Flock isn't really doing much aside from packing and just kind of like reflecting on the words that he heard from Pillar that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like weight lifting off his shoulders. Definitely night and day from the night before.
Mm-hmm.
From the night before. Like he's just gonna be packing, like not really making much conversation unless somebody comes up to him and makes conversation. Just trying to like, okay, we have a goal, we have a mission, stay focused, don't doubt yourself, because you are doing what you need to do.
Fair enough. So you're able to center yourself with that, and the prep for the trip is very quiet as Manu is just kind of inspecting while you're doing that, and eventually the two of you leave your room and emerge the other side of the temple as you wait for the rest of your crew. And then we will finish it off with Thor. Thor, what are you doing?
I would like to find Charlotte and Nora.
Okay.
Just to make sure they are doing okay. They're, have shelter and food, and make sure they're doing all right. And then kind of have some questions for them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your investigation check to see if you can find them.
That is a 19.
19. So, initially after breakfast, you kind of scan the inside of the temple, and it doesn't look like Charlotte or Nalra are in there. So eventually you move outside, and it's not until you get to, I would say, because there's like, it's a little community now since you guys have been gone. It's less tense, and think more like, now there are more like log cabins per se. And eventually you see outside of a particular settlement, there is your friend Ivan. And it looks like that he is making sure that Charlotte and Nalra, who are currently on the porch, are situated with their things. It looks like he's brought them some food, some provisionary, some water. And just as you're kind of coming up, the conversation you're hearing is like, and if you have like any issue, you can ask me. You can ask Hercules if you need like hot water. Like, don't be afraid. Like, no problem. No problem. And Charlotte's just kind of like, okay. And Nara's like, you talk funny. And he's like, when moon is out, I become like dog. Then he's like explaining, like I become wolf. And
We don't. It's Ivan. Oh, it's great to see you. Not the time for that.
And I was like, you turn into a wolf? And he's like, she seems interested in my story.
Let's not go into it right this second. Maybe when I'm not within earshot. Maybe that's a better time.
Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
And then he leaves and he goes, I will tell you the story of how I became werewolf later when the moon is full. And you see him and he just kind of knocks you on the arm and winks and then he leaves.
I brought him here. That was me. I made that decision. Never mind. How are you guys acclimating?
And Charlotte says, it's a little wet, but we're doing all right.
When she says that, I'll stop the storm.
And she kind of looks and she goes, huh. You can kind of just turn that on and off, huh?
Yeah, I try not to leave it off for too long. Because the island is surrounded by a storm, it kind of makes it not super forgiving if people try to come in. So it's more of a defense mechanism than anything, but, we can stop the rain here for a little bit.
And then she kind of nods, fair enough.
I have a bit of an idea of where we might move this settlement to once I can figure out how best to do it. Do you have any inclination of going back to White Willow? Or is that kind of in your past?
I think I have to move forward, if that answers your question. White Willow is definitely not what it once was.
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable going back to that.
It is fair. I do, in this place that we may be going, I do know some barkeeps. If you were interested in maintaining your position, they may be able to hire you, but we'll see.
I'll make a resume.
They like me, so it's a good. I'm a good judge of character. So, what happened to everyone else in White Willow?
Slowly, people began to leave, disappear. At night, that thing, I assume you killed, would feed and drag people out of their homes. I heard a lot of, and she looks over at Nara. We heard a lot of screaming. Any kind of tale of anyone trying to leave the area, almost like it was a loop, almost like it was possessed. You'd go onto the outskirts of town and you take a step and next thing you know, you'd be on the completely other side of the town entering it. It was like it was in its own little snow globe.
Well, it seems like that was broken because we were able to get you guys out. What happened to Gracie and Rosalie? What of them?
And she kind of looks and she goes, oh, wow, I haven't thought of them in so long. They didn't stick around for long. I mean, soon after you guys brought the children, they were there for maybe like another 2 or 3 weeks. I think the wife, and she describes Rosalie, she seemed very I think disturbed by her experience. You guys found her in a temple, right?
Yeah, a temple of sorts.
So, I mean, they didn't stick around long before the three of them headed out.
Do you know maybe where they went? They make mention of anything?
I'm sorry, I wasn't really close with them. I know that they didn't stay very long and they left.
Do you know where anyone they were close with that might know where they would have gone off to?
And she thinks for a moment, and she goes, "No one alive."
Well, that'll be a story for another time. And then Thor is going to get down, kind of crouch, and look at Nora. So, first of all, I think you might be the bravest little girl I've ever met in my entire life. Like, you are just a champion.
And she just smiles. She goes, "Thank you."
You've been through quite an ordeal, and you still have a great smile.
And she smiles, and you see that she has kind of like some of her teeth missing because she's, little kid, but she still has her tusks.
Thok tells me we need to get you back to Flamingo Bay.
And she looks kind of confused, and Charlotte kind of looks at her and then back at you, and she goes,
Or not, and you can stay with Charlotte or whoever else you'd like.
and she kind of looks at Charlotte thoughtfully, and she goes, "Well, is there anyone who is going to take care of me at Flamingo Bay? Charlotte's been doing a really good job."
I mean, it might be best for you to stay with Charlotte then.
Okay, I'll stay with Charlotte then.
We're going to set you guys up. I know a great family. I know all of these people will be taking care of you guys. So you will be well taken care of. And then when you're ready, I'll teach you how to fight.
And you see her light up a little bit. She goes, "Ooh, I would really like that."
Perfect. Don't listen to Charlotte. She only beat me once. It wasn't a fair fight. Anyway, you are in charge of the island while I'm gone, okay?
Okay. And you see her, and she like straightens up a little bit, like she's taking this shit seriously.
Yeah, I mean, she's in charge.
Yeah.
If you need anything, you talk to my friend Heracles. You can talk to Ivan. And then there's a little owl person kind of running around. And if you need any good stories, she's got quite a few.
And she smiles, and she wraps her arms around your neck as she hugs you.
I'll be back soon, and then we'll go on another adventure. How does that sound?
Okay. When you come back.
When I come back.
Okay.
And
And she's like, "What am I gonna do with my first day of being in charge?"
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the shield off my back, and I'm gonna hand it to her, knowing full well she probably can't carry it. It's way too big for her. Whatever.
Right.
I need you to protect Charlotte too. So here, this is for you.
And it's towers over her. Like she could barely like look over it. She has to be on her tiptoes.
Yeah, it covers your whole body. You're perfect. This is the most protected you'll ever be.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. And then I'll kind of pull Charlotte to the side and be like, "No, Flamingo Bay. What is?" In hushed tones.
And as you two are like looking at her, and she's having the fucking toughest time trying to keep this thing up, she goes, we tried to reach contact, but all the kids that were in the temple, all their parents are dead. Nara's an orphan. There's no one at Flamingo Bay waiting for her.
All of them. All.
It's almost like the children were marked. The only people who had parents still were course, some of the few, but your friends, Grace and Rosalie, they still have their daughter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is now that you mention it.
We'll see what I can find out about that. We're going to a place that may have some answers. Do you need anything?
No, I think I got the cliff notes outside of being in charge of the island. I assume all of those are okay for me as well.
Yeah. Would you like a weapon? Do you feel the need to carry one?
And she kind of like reaches behind her, and she has her sword that she used in that fight against you, and she goes, I think I'm good.
Okay. I don't anticipate there being any issue here, but I just want to know that you'll be protected if there is. There hasn't been in thousands of years.
Well, let's hope it stays that way for another 1,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, you also will have an army of centaurs to assist you if there is anything. They do live on the island, so know that if something decides to attempt to attack the island, they're in for quite a fight.
And you see her nod, and she goes, I will keep it in mind. I'll make sure that I'll defend the island to my last breath.
Or just make sure that you can keep taking breaths. The island is not as important as making sure everything is safe.
She looks out. She goes, I wasn't talking about the physical island. And she's looking out at all the people that you guys had saved over the collective months. She goes,
you know what I mean. Make sure everyone is safe. Don't be a hero.
Not the hero type.
And Thor will give her like an affectionate shot to the shoulder. Be safe, and we'll be back soon.
Shoots it right back. She goes, good, see you then.
And I'm going to kind of like wave bye and Nora and just...
And you see her, and she's like moves from the patio as she's looking, or the balcony as she's looking up and waving as you're taking off and heading back to the temple. I'll say past that, collectively, the four of you aren't waiting too long before eventually Abigail shows up, and she is in this her hair is done up in a braid that's almost like bunned up, her gray hair in wisps, and she is wearing this armor. It looks like it's leather armor, but it's this deep blue, almost like it's a navy, and it's slightly dingy and dusty. Thor, go ahead and roll a history check, not intelligence, history.
Is that a 10? Yeah. 16.
16. With the 16, you recognize this as the armor that it looks like the man that you saw that picture of, Anya and her, you would assume, and this homeless looking guy in the crow. It looks like that's what the man is wearing, although it's now form fitted for her. And then if all of you want to make a nature roll to see what kind of leather it is, you can.
Oh, natural 20 for a investigation. You said 21.
Yep.
14.
No, nature.
Yeah, 21.
Okay, 14.
19.
19. Doc.
5.
5. Well, everyone.
Doc's like, that's nice leather.
Everyone but
that
Doc.
looks good.
You can recognize this almost instantly as this is Behir hide. As she kind of walks up and she goes, she kind of stretches a bit. Fuck, I still can't believe this shit fits. And she has like 2 daggers on her hip and a backpack. Whew.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks like you were adventuring yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, however old Val is. That's beside the point. Not to alarm any of you, but I'm not quite sure what we're going to run into. Last time I was there were a tribe of orcs that were running through the Rust Marsh, more of a slave trade. There was a king, and you see her, and she actually tenses up, and she goes, "Well, the king was taken care of a long time ago, but that tribe still runs. I do know that there is someone who is currently in charge of that, and almost like they've turned that entire thing around. No more slave trade, but I don't have exactly the best memories down there, so I want to make sure I'm good."
Like
Well,
you've forgotten the memories, or you just don't have pleasant ones?
And she looks at you and she goes, "Unpleasant, but I'm going to assume due to some of the trauma, I probably forgot some of that shit too. And old
Fair
age."
enough.
well, we will just please try and stay out of the way of any danger. If we are to encounter any, can you hide and assist?
I can, but kid, I fought in the Dragon War. I'm at least getting my hands a little dirty.
Yeah, I would just really like to not have to tell Creedy and Valdonna that we, brought a relative to a swamp and they got stabbed a bunch of times. Just not a conversation that I'm willing to have personally. So,
Okay, for you, I will make sure that that doesn't happen for you, and I don't get unalived.
so please
For
don't
you.
be unalived. Yeah, for me, more than anything.
What about for me?
No, it's for me.
You know what? I'm going to do it for me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's even better. I like that. Just, I'm telling you to stay alive. That's all I want.
Great. Me too. You know?
Perfect.
All right.
Okay,
So,
stay alive on 3.
all right. 1, 2.
I'm staying alive.
Staying alive.
Yes.
Uh,
That's
uh,
what I was shooting for.
You can tell by the way I use my walk.
What?
I am a woman's man.
No
No
time to talk.
Time to talk.
Yeah, we got a place to get to. Where are we going? How we get?
Name of the episode: Staying Alive.
Well, as I pop up, I'm just gonna say, Abigail. Well, I mean, if you can lead the way, I can wind walk us there, or as close as we can get to it. But I mean, I don't think I can get us exactly there because it sounds like it's kind of far away. Because if there was like a tree or something like that I was familiar with, I could like, boom, get us right next to it. But without the fact that I haven't been there before, if I tried to do that blind, it probably wouldn't work. So if you want to lead the way, I can make us all corporeal, turn us into wind, and you can go ahead and take us on our merry way. Travel for 8 hours at, as fast as the wind. Faster than the wind, really.
She kind of looks and she goes, "Well, we're still on the island. We still have to get to the continent of Valoria. If you can get us to the city, at least to the south, I mean, that's where we're starting, yeah?"
I mean, I'm pretty sure we've done that before, so I know we can get at least that far without problem.
Hopefully, the tree that we traveled through is still there.
All right, yeah. I mean, we're just gonna end up using some of my heavy hitters, if you know what I'm saying. So.
Got to get there. So it
Oh,
is
you're right.
worth it. It is worth it.
You're right. Okay.
Speed is important, and I'm gonna look at Loki. Right?
Right. And he's just visibly distressed from having to leave before Ned and Creed could get there. Having to turn them away.
And Thor will kind of like place a hand on his shoulder and squeeze. We'll follow your lead.
Let's go out to the tree and put ourselves in Valoria.
And they walk.
And they walked more.
And I would like to use my additional notes.
It has no
Okay.
effect.
I hug my father.
I hug my father.
Okay. So I'm so sorry I got distracted because I'm thinking of David Cross and Dean Pelton hugging.
No, it's Joel.
who is it?
It's Joel and Dean.
Oh, that's right.
He literally like rips pieces of his shirt off to write him notes.
That's right. I haven't seen that season in a very long time. Can you tell?
You're not missing anything.
Just possibly the peanut wrap. I'm a peanut bar. That's also a great highlight of that season.
Barack Obama is scared.
So Alder, what are we doing in particular? How we're doing tree walk?
Yeah, we're going to do transport via plants to get ourselves back to the main continent.
Okay.
And then if Abigail will be able to guide us from there, we can go ahead and wind walk. If she thinks that it's going to be better by ground, we'll go by ground, but I'll be willing to use my two of my high level spells in order to be able to get us to where we need to go.
She'll say with that she'll say we can wind walk most of it, but once we hit the marsh, we're going to want to make sure that we're not wind walking.
Well, how far would you say the marsh is from, like, Valoria City, essentially?
How long does your wind walk last?
8 hours.
8 hours. I mean, with the 8 hours, you should be able to make it to the outskirts in time.
Okay.
Just based off
So,
of what she's
so
able
in
to
other
do.
words, it would be multiple days journey without that.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Then it's decided. I'll get us to Valoria, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So in other words, I'll get us out to the big tree on the Isle of Storms, and I will go ahead and cast transport via plants to get us to the continent. And
What tree are you utilizing in Valoria?
We utilized, I believe there was a tree right on the outskirts of town that we had utilized, that we had become familiar with when we destroyed the fire giants out there.
Okay.
So it's literally like, I think 15 minutes outside of town. We just knew it was an area that didn't get destroyed by them.
Right.
Because that's what we wanted to go back to, because for the most part, the city was left in ruin.
Right. Okay. So, go ahead when you do that. There's no roll for it, I'm assuming. So,
No.
the tree essentially opens up and brightens up, and one by one, each of you go into the tree's entrance, and you're able to emerge the other side unscathed. But you do get a view still of Valoria somewhat 3-4 months after the incursion of Flevlog and Ares. And it looks like it's almost like a fog when you emerge. However, the air is still dry and hot, as this fog, you can assume, is not fog at all, but in fact smolder. Albeit not as thick as it once was, and you're able to make shapes and surmise, but you could see the crumbling mass that was once Valoria slowly burning itself out.
No sign of any plant life or no sounds of like any remnants on the island.
Well, it's the capital isn't physically on an island itself, but you mean of the city itself, if there's any
Yeah.
remnants. I mean, from here you can't really tell. You would have to review and search inside the city to really get a gauge of that.
It's kind of a waste of time at the moment, so I will abstain my question.
Okay. So, I assume now you're all going to windwalk unless you have anything that you guys want to bring up.
Just tell Abigail that they've done this before. I don't know if you've done it before in previous travels, but take a deep breath and
It is the worst way to travel, by the way.
take a deep breath and lead the way.
It's
And
not that bad.
she goes, "It's the worst way to travel."
And I'm just gonna, as
Well,
soon as
one
she
of
says
them.
that, I'm just gonna cast it.
Great. Okay. So the five of you dissipate and materialize into this gray cloud. And I would say it takes the full 8 hours to get to the outskirts of the marsh. Yes, Loki.
While we're in this cloud, can we do things?
No.
We're just cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think we can speak.
Yeah. No, we can't.
You guys are just particles. You're like that scene in Willy Wonka where they're looking at the TV and all the stuff is moving. That's what I assume you guys are.
I said.
Oh, see, I was
day.
imagining the episode of Magic School Bus when they turn into clouds.
That
one?
too.
Okay, I just aged myself. Cool, great.
Or the
Keep going.
episode where the fish comes on all the kids. Because they're eggs. You don't remember that one? The fish eggs?
I do remember that one. It's just
That's
weird
a really whole.
to bring up.
I
like, right
never-
now.
Thought about it in that sense until you just said it. Now
Yeah.
I'll be
Why are they showing a fish fertilize eggs on a kid's show? And the kids are the eggs. They know what they were doing.
Dan Schneider.
A Dan Schneider Epstein joint.
Oh.
Oh man.
Double bad.
Kids are not hot. Anyway,
Fertilize these eggs with those feet.
Eat eggs.
which was weird.
Super weird.
So it does take up the complete 8 hours, though I know I believe your stream of consciousness is still there. So if Loki,
Yeah,
there's
that's-
anything that once you materialize, there's anything that you want to do. Which now I just assume like right before you guys dissipated, like you were like mid sneeze. And then for 8 hours you were
It's like,
mid sneeze.
wait, I gotta pee.
And then you come back and you're like, ah! 8 hours of torture.
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
happened now.
cloud.
The
Okay,
cloud
so-
made the sneeze worse.
Eventually the five of you rematerialize and the dry heat of Valoria is met with a overwhelming sense of humidity.
I
And
hate it here. This
Now-
is terrible.
to the previous extent, when you're in the swamp where Zunu was, there were deep greens and yellows and oranges and the grungs that were pink and green and blue. Here, it's a little bit grayer. A little bit more, there's like almost like an ichor to the humidity. A
You can
viscous.
just say Florida swamp. You can just say it.
It's worse than Florida. It's viscous.
Florida
without the
too?
color.
Florida too,
Oh,
Electric
no.
Boogaloo. And in this swamp, there is a stream that upon you see it, it's not, the water doesn't run clear. It runs red. Almost like it's a stream of blood. And there's a deep smell of copper in the air.
Can I
Well, this
investigate?
place sucks.
Yeah, I'd like to investigate how much the river sucks.
Sure. You lean over and the stream it's moving. It's moving towards I'm gonna say to the west. And you're able to kind of like dip a finger in. It's warm. It's not harmful. Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
16.
16. With your 16, you can confirm it is water. It's not blood as it looks like. However, there is so much rust and mineral deposits in this water that it's giving a red hue to it, and that copper smell in the air that you can assume that's where the name Rust Marsh comes from. Rust Marsh.
The Russian marsher.
Upon seeing that, Loki will turn to Abigail and ask, this is real rust. Where is it coming from?
And she kind of points upstream and she goes, those orcs, they had a camp deep and essentially this castle that they had that was made out of nothing but iron and steel. It's been there for centuries and days and years, millennia, decades. As it's worn down, it sits on a swamp bed and it's slowly been eating it away and eradicating it. But at least last I heard, it was still holding very, very well. Though that was some odd 10 years ago. So for all I know, it could be a pile of metal and we're just seeing the remnants.
Is that the direction we're going?
And she looks and she goes, somewhat. We want to follow the stream, but we want to be slightly off the path in case we get some unwanted company.
What kind of company might we run into in the Rust Marsh?
And she looks and she goes, nothing that I'm sure you guys can't handle. Orcs. Massive snakes. My dad's old snake might be still alive around here. We don't know.
So keep that snake alive, right?
I mean, I haven't seen Ruby in years, but if she's still alive, I don't know how long snakes live.
What kind of snake is Ruby?
And she goes like a massive boa constrictor.
Okay.
Like she's the
checks
sat,
out.
like she could eat a horse.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, she big fucking son of a bitch.
Well, you kind of have to lead the way, right? Because we have to follow you.
She's got to lead the way.
And she
Yeah, I was
starts
going to say
walking.
the only other thing that I was going to say is that we've already been up for about probably 11 hours at this point. I don't know if they're like, are we close or do we need to set up camp, or do you think we'd be able to get there before it's rest time for the night?
I mean, you're not feeling limber?
No, I'm just trying to gauge where it's at. I'm good to go. I'm fine. But
We got some time out, boys. We got a few hours out.
okay.
As I gesture her in front of us, and like I'll pat her, like kind of like put my hand on her shoulder and let her go through, and I cast Death Ward on her.
Okay.
Yes.
I will make sure I make a
Thank
note
the
of that.
Lord.
Death Ward.
As we are we walking? Are we doing
Yep,
a West
she's
Wing
starting-
walk and talk?
She's starting to walk.
Okay.
I'll be very
So-
like discreet about it too. I'll try.
She
not
got
to
a
let
nat
her
20
get-
for a survival check, so she knows exactly where she's going.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
That's always
while we're walking, I out loud I'm going to start saying to everyone within earshot what I learned from Charlotte about slowly a lot of people were dying. They left slowly or were eaten. It was like they were in a snow globe. Say the thing about all of the kids except for Grace and Rosalie. Their child is alive and they're alive, allegedly. But every other child that was abducted, their parents are dead. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
I mean, wouldn't it be a possibility that they adopted their child? So they weren't the biological parents?
For who?
For Grace and Rosalie's
Grace and Rosalie.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has less to do with. I mean, you could be right. If I know, I was going to say it has less to do with biological and more to do with the fact that Rosalie was there for a reason.
Yeah, but for all we know, us, as we've been told, us stopping that started all of this, so.
Just something to keep in mind. We're trying to be open and honest with one another, so
I know.
wanted
it's
to
you know-
share.
good.
You mentioned there being a reason. I forget if have I told the group about Ashiki's journal with the 3 stones.
I think you told Thor.
Did I just tell you
Yeah.
Thor? Okay.
I think so.
Thor, remember what I said that was in Ashiki's journal? The 3 stones.
Yeah.
And I'll convey that to Thok and Alder, what I told Thor, just so we're all on the same page. If she was there for a reason, perhaps the reason is whatever's happening now.
You think maybe she's like a key?
A key, something. I don't know.
We need to find them. That needs to be added to the list of things to look up in this library.
Oh, that is top of my list. Right after a book on zoology.
What the fuck is zoology?
I don't know. Something Ren's into.
I heard cryptozoology is a thing about like crazy farm animals.
So it's probably that.
Could be. No, but she might not. As I'm trying to still put the pieces together for things, maybe she's not a key, maybe she's a horseman. I don't want to think that, but...
A horseman they didn't know they were a horseman?
I mean...
An unlocked horseman?
She probably knows now. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to spitball, and I'm finding it that it's... Especially as everything that's happened in the past couple days... I'd rather say my thoughts out loud so we could talk them through as a group rather than keep them in my own head.
Well, to backpack on this openness and conversation, your brothers look nothing like you, and you don't have horns, and they do. What's that about?
They came when I was gone.
So did
They
your dad.
also-
You don't know who their lineage is?
I mean, they also, if I were... DM, correct me if I'm wrong, but they also look nothing like my mother, which gives me lots of questions. I know that we need my father's assistance right now, but whenever we get to this library, if there's going to be any information that I can try and find out about my family and maybe things that have happened in the 100+ years that I've been gone, I'd like to know about it. So who knows? Maybe I'll be able to find something about that.
Well, my curiosity about the library is if no one's been here, as far as we know, in a long time, how would they update all this information? Is it just automatically updated magically, or?
I mean, it's Ioun's library. I would assume that everything that has been or will be would be in there. No?
Believe it's a bunch of spiders that move across
Abigail
their
goes-
webs.
Spiders just come and
It's
whisper
not
into
spiders.
books.
They're not spiders?
Not spiders. Now,
That's a relief. Feel good about that.
everything that's in there is not definitive. And Abigail kind of like is walking backwards as she's facing all of you. And she goes, for example, we went during the Dragon War. We learned about the metal Draco Lich. We learned about how you make a Lich. We learned about its entire lineage. The only thing we didn't understand was we didn't know if we were going to get defeated or it was going to get defeated. That was unknown. It's everything that is known. It's not going to know the outcome of everything. So if we look it up and we say, how do we find out who's doing this, or, you know, do we win? It's not really going to give us that answer.
They can't tell the future. Is what you're
But
saying.
we might be able to find out who all of the horsemen are, where they might be camped. We never
Possibly.
know.
I mean, it's going to expand at least whatever information we know. If we can't figure out where they are, maybe we can figure out where they came from.
yeah, no, I'm at this point, like I said, I'm just trying to put as much into everyone else's ears that we can be looking for.
Can we take
Because
books?
you guys are smarter than I am. So,
Yes,
well, maybe
I am.
not thought, but you guys.
And girls.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my apologies.
So can we
Okay.
take books from the library, or do they have to stay there?
Shit. I mean, we always had Tristan. We never really had to bring anything. He just kind of remembered everything.
We
That's
don't have anyone like that, so
Well, is
No.
the spirit of Tristan supposed to be there?
He was there about 10 years ago, last time I've been there, but I don't know who's guarding the library now. I don't really keep tabs on it.
I thought it was still Tristan.
Could be.
Might be a fun reunion for you.
And she kind of like ponders and she turns her back around and there's like a pause. And then she turns back around to face you guys and starts walking backwards again. And she goes, you know what's always bothered me? So I've been thinking about it. You're fighting the 4 horsemen, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
These are new 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
At least from what I fucking know. And she looks at Thor and Loki and Alder and maybe you guys, because you guys have been around longer than I have, but why haven't there been any other 4 horsemen? Outside of like a shitty frat calling themselves the Horsemen and then they go drink beer and shit. There's only been one previous to that, so this has to be some kind of powerful fucker to make their own.
Yeah, Ares had said something about that he was the new Horseman of War. So, that's a question I've been pondering myself. And,
Well,
and how does he become a horseman? How does that creation take place?
I assumed it was the same way an avatar was created.
I mean, it could be.
How was that?
Chosen.
Abigail, do you know how an avatar is created?
And she kind of looks, I mean,
Wouldn't we know? Wouldn't Thor and Loki know, being
Yep.
gods?
you would know. You would, but if avatars are able to bestow their power, almost like a part of them, into their chosen, their avatar. It was a piece of being able to be into the celestial plane, but also being in the material plane without crossing that over.
But Loki and Thor are in the material plane.
Right, because they've traveled to the material plane. They've broken that barrier.
Got it. So I look at both of them too. I'm like, can you do bestow avatars, being that you're already in this plane?
I mean, I would assume so. But giving a piece of the power that we currently have wouldn't make much of a difference for anyone except for, I mean, us.
And now, neither of us are quite at our holy strength. I don't think we have the power to
No.
break off a piece and hand it to someone else.
Well, when an avatar is made, does it necessarily have to be humanoid, or can it be like an infernal or a celestial? Like,
You can choose whoever you'd like to be your avatar. It doesn't matter if they worship or what they believe in. If they worship you, you can make the decision. It doesn't have to be. They don't need to be all good or all bad.
I just had a very crazy, dumb, stupid idea.
I
No,
like
you
crazy
can't be my
stupid stuff.
avatar.
And no, trust me, I don't want to be your avatar.
Are you
but-
sure?
You can be my
Oh,
avatar,
cool.
Thok.
Oh, thanks. Have you two ever considered being each other's avatar? Having a part of the other ability and or self within yourself?
Loki and Thor flash back to their college days.
And
We-
Talos is in the back, like, you hear him smoking a bong.
You hear that?
Hear me out.
You guys
hear me
should
out.
fuse. You guys should be each other's, like, you guys should dock.
We should
You
talk.
are
Oh, let's
adopted.
talk.
You're not actually related.
No, they're half brothers. They're related. They got the same mama.
We do. We
Yeah.
And then, like, you just say, like, Wonder Twin powers activate or some shit, dude.
I made Rice Krispies. Do you want some?
Oh my god, yes, so badly.
No, but yeah, no, it was just a thought. I mean, obviously, I was just curious because
It's a wonderful thought. It doesn't quite work god to god.
okay. Well, I was just wondering because if we consider if an infernal can be an avatar of potentially one of the sins or one of the
Right.
horsemen.
But that's the thing, is that they would bestow that. You
Yeah.
have to worship and you choose. It's not, an avatar isn't chosen for you. Anya was the chosen avatar for a little bit, and she wore that mantle well. It's not an easy decision, but it is still a decision.
But
That's fair.
I guess we're still just guessing, aren't we? DM, we don't know how the horsemen are created, right? We're just like spitballing.
No fucking clue.
I guess we add that to our list of research topics.
Maybe see another thing, looking at if slash when they have ever appeared in the past, ever. Even history that we don't know about.
It's not a bad idea. I intended to look into Ares' past a little bit, so I'm hoping to glean some information in regards to where he went, where he's come from, and kind of that bit of information. So I will definitely be scouring for specific details.
And I do suspect that whatever answer we find is going to tie into wherever all the dead are going. If you remember, Duke didn't
Really
go.
die normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll turn to look at Loki and say, Sif's not in Valhalla.
Yeah. Perhaps they are being collected.
In limbo of some sorts.
I thought, could you get in touch with you have a friend that likes dead people, right? Vaguely think you mentioned him a couple times. You and the gold lad made mention of him, I think.
Oh.
Are you talking about Rufio or Absidy?
Is he the one that worships the Raven Queen?
Rufio, yeah.
He might have some insight, possibly.
I mean, yeah, I could totally reach out to him but I think the last time I spoke to him, he wasn't having the greatest connection. Like, pretty much the Raven Queen was not to be heard of. Like, no one knows what's going on, but obviously we know now.
Right. So with this information we have, possibly giving it to him, would he be able to get some information for us? I guess is kind of what I'm getting at.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try.
I think we wait till we get to the library where we know we're safe, but I think it would be worth maybe reaching out.
That's what I was going to say. Let's try and do some library research first, see what we could find out on our own, and then go from there.
Anything we can't find out, we could reach out to any resources that we have.
We've built connections over this time together, so
We
might
need
as well
more.
start using them.
I mean, now or never, right?
It's quite literally that, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
We got this.
as the conversation's starting to wind down, Loki reaches into his pack, where the Ioun stone that he found in Ashiki's satchel. I don't believe I have investigated it or tuned to it yet to find out what spells are inside.
Right.
So I'd like to do that while we're walking.
Okay. I will admit I totally spaced on that spell table.
It's 3 wish spells.
3 wish spells.
Oh,
You
yeah,
caught.
perfect.
I wish the apocalypse never happened.
Ever.
Ever
And
again.
then all of you disappear because you didn't specify which apocalypse.
All of them.
I wish.
Yeah,
with
wish
all
spells
my
are
heart.
fucky like that.
I wish I had unlimited wish spells.
It's like dealing with a genie. It is from my I almost said remembrance. That's not a word. From my
From
Memories.
my
collection.
brain,
it was what? It was levels 1 through 3, and it
It was up to-
was. Go ahead.
you can hold up to a level 3 spell, or like a 2 and
3
a 1,
level.
or three
Three
ones.
levels worth of spells.
Correct.
Right.
Let me see here.
If you want to get back to me, that is also okay.
I'll have something within the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
And so we walked.
And they continued to walk.
I'm
And they
very attentive
described
as we
themselves
go,
walking.
by the way. With a passive perception of 20.
Okay.
Loki.
I know that.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say I know that she said that this could be potentially dangerous terrain.
Also, passive perception of 20, keeping my eyes peeled. Because
Okay.
we both know that we're better at doing that than the other two. They might be smarter, but we see things.
We're wiser.
Okay. And then Loki, you had something you were mentioning.
Yeah. Loki is going to, as we're walking, just for old time's sake, look for mushrooms.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a nature check.
Neat. 22.
Okay. With the 22, you don't see any out of the ordinary mushrooms.
When I do see mushrooms, instead of picking them, I walk up and I kick them.
Okay.
And I say, fuck you, famine. Fuck you, famine. I say it in my head, though.
Got it.
But it, like, kind of comes out sometimes. It's like, fuck you, famine. This fucking famine is going to kill you just like I kill these mushrooms.
So, as you come about, I would say after an hour or so, light talk, light conversation, unless there's anything else that you guys want to talk. The air becomes almost fogged over as something is creeping from the north. Wisps at first, and then eventually there is a full, just light fog that obscures the land. And
When it starts to creep in, can I try and cast a little bit of wind and see if I can, like, dissipate it a little bit?
you can. You attempt to do so, but it seems to be coming from a hardier source
Okay.
forward. That as soon as you push, it's almost like more of it has just.
Right, so I'm just kind
Taking
of like
its place.
moving it around the plate. I'm not actually changing the amount of it anywhere. It's
Right.
just, yeah, okay.
Oh shit, that's not good. That wind's stronger than your wind.
It's not even a wind. It's with this fog. It's just present. It's almost like you're in the middle of a bowl and you're pushing, or in the middle of a pool and you're pushing the water out, but the water just reestablishes itself.
Everyone, as I see this continuing to happen, having tried to move the wind around, Thor's going to float a little bit, not super high or anything, but instead of walking, he's going to float, and everyone will see his eyes kind of go over that blue and start to crackle.
Does the you said it's a fog?
Yep.
Is it anything like the fog around White Willow?
No,
Okay, it's just like a fog.
it's
Good
a
question.
it's
Good
a legitimate fog. So where that fog was made out of spore and dust and pollen, this fog is made of vapor.
Okay.
I will also say, as you had been walking previously, even by the bank of the river, there was still solid land. As you get in deeper, the ground becomes muddier. This reeking copper and almost shit smell, complete with thick, twisted plants and reeds and vines that eventually, where you were walking lightly across, you have to make an effort to move across.
Loki reaches out to Abigail and asks, hey, "What is this expected?"
And she looks at you and looks back and she goes, "No, this isn't the right. What? No, this isn't." And she looks very concerned.
And Thor will very quietly place a second hand on the hammer he has in his hands. And he's going to say, Abigail, get behind us, please.
Yeah.
Loki's
Yeah,
gonna
right.
lean over to Thor and say, "Should I make us invisible?"
Couldn't hurt.
And Loki's going to cast. I can do all of you. It's my only 6th level spell, though.
Ooh.
I mean, I can use Nature's Mantle
What
to
does...
blend in with the terrain around me.
Okay, so you're safe. Thok, can you do anything?
I have a hat of disguise and I can try to just look all green or red or hide something.
Talks like,
What
and I'm
the
naked.
sky-
Camouflage. I'll disguise myself as a tree man and lean up against a tree. I don't know.
And I'll leave me, Loki. Just hide you, Abigail and Thok. And
Okay.
then Alda can hide.
So I believe... I gotta check the spell level. I think... So
That should
2
be
is
like a
1,
three?
3... I think 2 is 1? It's not a 1st level spell, is it?
I
No.
don't know.
So 2 is 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3. So I'll cast invisibility at 3rd level, 4th level. To make myself, Abigail, and Thok invisible. And we will get behind Thor, spread out a little bit.
And I will also, you made yourself invisible. Do you think I should also cast Pass Without a Trace?
It's not gonna hurt.
Cool, done.
Okay.
Oh, I would like to stay... I want to make sure everyone is within 10 feet of me. So if behind Thor, just like a 10-foot radius around me. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And as long as you're within 30 feet of me, you'll also get the Pass Without a Trace bonus too.
Cool. And I'm just kind of floating there, still in the air, crackling. I'm going to start looking where the fog is coming from to see if I can track or see anything in the dense forest.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check as you traverse farther and farther into the swamp.
That is a natural 20 for a 21.
Okay.
Should we be rolling stealth checks as well?
Yes, please.
What does Pass Without a Trace get us again?
Plus
An
10.
additional plus 10.
10. Okay.
So that gives me a 28.
Thank God for that, because I have to roll a disadvantage. 16.
19.
26.
Okay. I just need to roll something.
Natural 20 on investigation. I feel so good.
It's clutch right now.
Investigation is poopy.
Okay. So as you are traversing through, the 5 of you, and with your natural 20 in investigation, you, after I would say 15 or 20 minutes of traversing, you notice that there are a lot more, the wildlife where before it was a lot of like frogs, crocodiles. In this regard, there are a lot more, I would say like really fat, gross centipedes, millipedes, scorpions.
Fuck.
Oogie boogie.
It's going to be a bug.
Oogie boogie man.
And eventually, as you traverse in a wide kind of swamp water thicket, you see a very small, I would say almost like hut with straw, and it looks like it's on a very small dock. And Abigail freezes and doesn't move as her eyes are transfixed on the hut.
Abigail.
But we don't see that because she's invisible, Dort.
I mean, we would hear her stop, right?
Yeah, roughly.
Abigail.
Abigail?
Abigail.
I've got us. I got us mixed around. This is no, nope, nope. And she's actually moving backwards.
Hold on, stop. We're invisible. It's okay. Where are we?
And she looks like she's gonna go. They're gonna smell us out.
Ooh.
What's gonna smell us out?
I just
Shh. Lower your voice.
give me a second. Yeah.
We're as concealed as we can possibly be right now.
And
Gotta know what we're dealing with.
they should be dead. So I don't know who's living in that hut. But I know that fucking hut. That used to be a hag hut.
Oh.
Josh doesn't know anything about hags.
I would say Loki knows a bit. If you want to try to roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, and then if Loki could fill in Josh, that'd be great. What was it?
Well,
Arcana?
Arcana. Well, I'm going to give
23.
you information.
Okay, cool. 23.
No, I'm going to be like, great, you figured it out. Bye.
All right, good
Good
luck.
job, hags.
Go find it or
Guys, it's a
something.
hag hut. She's right.
Guess what? They're hags.
I
Things
mean,
are having a great
hags.
summer.
You know how much? What was the roll again?
23.
23. You know that there are 3 main hags. There's a green hag, night hag, and sea hag. The green hags are usually they dwell in like dying forests, swamps, moors. They usually like to manipulate creatures into doing their bidding. They mask their intentions behind layers of deception. They lure victims in by mimicking voices, calling out for help. And they drive unwanted visitors away by imitating the cries of fierce beasts. And they're obsessed with tragedy. As for night hags, they were once creatures of the Feywild, but with their foulness, they were exiled to one of the circles of hell, Hades, very, very long time ago, where they degenerated into like these fiend witch things. And night hags are usually across the lower planes, or if they're in a certain other demi-plane. They're not commonly on the material plane. Sea hags, I would say, are something that even Thok you've most likely run into. Sea hags are more vain. They despise beauty. In fact, anything beautiful makes them go into fits of anger. They like if someone beautiful were to walk by, they would either attack them or try to rip their face off to give it to themselves. And they are ugly inside and out. They are the ugliest of all the hags. They have slimy scales that are covered with this pallid skin. Their hair resembles seaweed and covers their emaciated bodies, and they have glassy, lifeless doll eyes. And they're cursed forever to appear ugly. And you know that hags are particularly more powerful when they're in a coven, when there's more than one hag. That's what you get with the 23.
Okay.
And I would, out of that, I would say, I'd be like, you know how I conjure like my satyrs and stuff like that. Like sea hags are something that if I'm familiar with, I could actually conjure them. But to like assist us in fight, but these kind of things on land, I haven't run into at all.
Well, perhaps we back away slowly. And Loki starts to back up.
And she goes, my dad killed the hag that lived there. At least I thought he did. This isn't supposed to be here. This is supposed to be way down south.
Did we go the wrong direction?
No, I know we didn't go the fucking wrong direction.
Then
I'm not biting your head off.
No, I understand. I mean, we're ready for whatever. If we have to be prepared for this, I mean, we've...
Alder, shut the fuck up. Let's get out of here. Clearly, this is not... I'm sorry, Abigail. This is not the same hut. I know you know it, but if it's not in the right spot, then either you're completely mistaken, which I don't think you are, or this is something else. And we don't know what it is.
It could be something worse.
So either we leave, or we burn it with fire. And I think we should go.
And I'm going to roll stealth so that way we can keep trying to get away.
Well, prior to rolling that stealth, I would say during this interaction, there is a figure that is now outside on the porch, and it looks like they're kind of faced towards your general direction. And as you're getting ready to stealth, there is a raspy male voice that escapes this figure that says, "Brood of Tyrmount.
Fuck.
I smell you."
We should have bathed before we left.
We did. And she's going, "He's not talking about you."
No, he's talking about you.
Yeah. And she just calls out, "We're just trying to move past. We're moving along. We don't want any trouble." And there's a few moments it goes, "Tyrmount, we have some unfinished business." And you hear, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" And I will say they take a moment, and almost like it's a jump scare, you blink and the figure is suddenly a lot closer than they were before. And they go, "Yes, Tyrmount, we have much to catch up on."
And Thor will, attempting to intimidate this creature, again, levitate a little higher. More lightning is kind of coursing and crackling off of his body. "Not today. We are just trying to move through. Please. We don't want any trouble. You can have your words another time. We have very important business to get to."
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Okay. Come on. Good roll. Oh, natural 18 for a 26.
Natural 18 for a 26. Okay. I'll say with the 26, there's a slight hesitation. And then you kind of see like the head within the hood kind of cock again. And let me see here. Looks back at you, Thor. Thor, can you do me a favor? Can you make a charisma save?
Yeah.
You get +5.
Okay. That is a +5.
An additional +5.
You got the
that's
aura, right?
Yep.
So I get a +1 from my ring of protection. I'm at a +4 for charisma, then an additional 5, so that's a +10 for a 23.
23. That'll help.
But yeah.
That 5. I was like, 17's low. I don't like it.
Okay. So you feel this arcane energy that envelops you before you're able to brush it off. And there's another cock of the head.
I'm going to respond, not today, friend. Move on.
What?
I'm not asking, I'm telling.
You have come to my home and impeded on my business.
We would have happily gone around. We are not here to disturb. Any trouble from this point forward, you bring on yourself.
And he goes, you may go as long as you leave me the tier mount. We have unfinished business.
She travels with me.
That's not up for negotiation.
Why are you talking older?
Because that's
Oh.
bullshit.
You're hidden.
Surprise attack rounds, please.
And he goes,
I assumed when she said something, we all became visible anyways. So
Fuck no, I'm not dropping that shit.
you don't have to.
and this figure drops their hood, and their face is very malnourished, almost skeletal. Like the face and the skin clings to the face, and the bone, and their eyes are sunken in. And they inspect Thor, and their eyes slowly move towards where Alder is, and then Abigail. And they widen and they go, a lot older than the last time we met. And I always assume invisible people can see themselves. Like, you can always see them, you know? I'll just say for theatric sake that if you could see Abigail, her eyes would have grown a lot wider, as there would have been a moment of recognition. As everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
I didn't realize that my microphone was muted.
Oh, what were you trying to do, Thok?
It's all good. Nah, don't worry. I was when I was going like this, I was like, I'm gonna try to sneak around.
I wanted to do that too.
And I was going like this, and I was like, wait, how come? Oh, and then I realized that my microphone was muted. But it's all good.
Okay.
I feel like this is gonna work out kind of similar anyway. So.
Give me 1 second. I just have to roll for them. Okay. Okay, 20 and above.
20. Modded.
Okay, Loki's at 20. 15 above. Okay. 10 and above.
14.
Okay. 5 and up.
5.
6.
Okay. Thok, what is your dex mod?
0.
Okay. Thok and... Okay, we'll see how this goes.
There's some very beautiful music, by the way, for what's about to happen.
Loki, you're up first.
Do we have a battle map, or is it all in the mind?
We do. However, they do not have a piece on the board yet. But there you go. Can you see it okay?
I believe so.
I can.
Yep.
There we are.
Let me move this here, and then I'm gonna see if I can get them like a little something. If I can pull up like.
Yeah.
Okay. Since I had said that I would be nearby her.
Yeah, you'll probably be by her too.
We were
I think
all
we're all
we were
we're
all within
all-
10 feet.
Yeah, we're all
Of me.
very close to her.
Oh,
Correct.
that's right. We're all within 10 feet of Loki.
I like this square formation we got going on. Actually,
No,
it's
right.
Yeah, it's
pretty
cute.
effective.
Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna slap down.
Go Power Rangers.
Ah.
I'm gonna pull out my Eliaris dagger and play it like a flute.
Play it
no,
like
not the
Lizzo,
dragon
though.
sword.
It's too big.
We're gonna use a
Power Rangers.
lich, but it's not. He's not a lich.
Okay.
But is
He's-
he a lich though?
Is he a lich though? Did we lose
More like
Justin?
a bitch.
Oh, I think we did.
No.
Oh no!
Damn it! It's 10:45.
No.
Just in time.
Okay, so
I'm
Just
here.
in
hey, he's
time.
back.
Oh, he's back.
I'm here. I've been here.
You froze.
Lies.
You left us.
Yeah, you froze for a minute.
Cigarettes.
He left us.
Cigarettes.
Here's the thing, and I say this. What's so frustrating is I can hear all of you, and I can see all of you moving every single time. It's so frustrating when you guys are like, "Oh, we lost him." I know I freeze for you guys, but I'm literally here going, "No, I'm here." So my internet's been doing this thing where I've been cutting out and freezing up, but I'll literally come right back in.
Cool. Well, at least we know
So-
you're gonna get back.
Depending on how this goes, we might have to end mid-fight.
Okay.
Hopefully not. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
We're sure can
Okay.
try.
Let's find out what happened.
Hashtag fuck that bitch.
Loki, you're up
Pussy
first.
bitch.
Okay. So
Well,
I
he-
am still invisible, right? So
Yes.
does that mean I get a sneak attack?
You do not have advantage on him now.
No. Okay.
Pretty sure he can see you, bro.
Balls. Well, if someone can get close, that'd be great.
Okay.
Then what I, what I will do to start off. So he can see us.
You can assume so, yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith. And I want to stay somewhat close, but not too close. I think these two need more protection. I'll step back here, still within 10 feet.
Go ahead, keep going.
Do that, and then I'm going to use Ray of Frost. And just take a deep breath in, send out some icy breath.
Okay.
And that is, let's see.
Is there like a save or anything
No.
I need to make for that?
No, I get to roll
Oh,
16.
16 will not hit.
Okay. Should I? No, I won't do it. Okay, so 16 misses. Well, shit.
Loki, go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
Oh, no. 3.
Oh, your dick is 3 inches.
Oh, it grew.
Nice. It's very hot out here. So it is their turn. And they're going to kind of look and cock their head slightly and go, "Oh, you think you have magic? Yes."
Oh, you're also you're 10 feet away now, or further. Sweet.
Yeah, I gave the other 2, but in case there was like a big AoE attack, I wanted to move.
Yeah, that's fair. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to think of like what they would know and what they wouldn't know.
They would know that this is a bad idea, maybe.
Have we yet determined who or what this is?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Just
have
double
an
check.
idea. It's me.
It's me, you guys.
Mario.
It's my dad.
Again.
I knew it. So you see his hands kind of glow and light up. And he's going to go ahead and make a spell attack at you there, Loki.
Counterspell.
It's... I'll say this, it's a cantrip. Let me see here. So that is... I know it's not going to. 13 does not hit, correct?
Correct.
It's a little bit better. 17?
No.
Okay. 2 blasts of Eldritch Magic escapes his hands, and he's unable to focus in and zero in on you as you kind of duck, bob, and weave.
So you think you have magic? And I just mocking. I vicious mockery him without the spell.
Yeah.
That was pretty vicious.
Which is just mockery.
Just viciously
Yeah.
mucking.
I'm just a dick to him.
I'm just like fucking with him, you know? And then he goes, okay. And then go ahead, and I need everyone to make a wisdom save.
God damn it.
Actually,
Whenever-
Sorry,
no.
guys.
You don't need to make a wisdom save. Never mind. You see that there's this push out, and there is no effect. And he looks slightly confused as it is Thor's turn.
I am going to fly 60 feet up in the air and come smashing down right on him with my Thunder Slam ability.
Okay.
He needs to make a dexterity save of 18.
Okay.
So you're on top of him.
Well, we'll see here in a minute.
Okay. It was a dex save.
Yeah.
He got a 16.
So he failed. So he's going to take 4d8 of lightning. So 6 is 9, plus 7 is 16, plus 5 is 21 points of, thunder damage.
Okay.
And he is knocked prone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit him, so he's going to take an additional d10 of bludgeoning on a failed save. And that is not the right dice, because I'm an idiot. And that's 5 additional points. So 26, and that was only one attack.
Okay.
He's prone, so is this an auto crit? As long
Or
as
it's
I
an
hit?
advantage.
It's okay, it's an advantage.
Technically, it's at advantage. Yep.
Okay, so then it's definitely going to hit him. Okay, so 32 to hit.
Okay. 32 will hit.
Yeah, I kind of figured. And then that is a D10. I'm going to re-roll that. If I can. That was way better. That is 15 points of bludgeoning. 7 points of bludgeoning, 8 points of lightning.
Okay. 7
And then, wait, do I get anything? Do I also roll a D4? I feel like I roll a D4 on a melee hit, yeah. And then 3 points of lightning. 3 more
Okay.
points of lightning. And that is all I got.
Okay. There is. Go ahead and you can make, because you're on top of him. Go ahead and make a perception check as he's making like this kind of guttural coughing sound.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's not a good roll. 4.
4. I'll say
He's sick.
he sounds sick. Yeah.
Sick as fuck.
Got the vid.
No, wear a mask.
With that, it is actually Abigail's turn. And she is immediately going to look at him on the ground. And she is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to move as far away as possible currently.
Oh, great.
Coward.
Thanks, everyone. You move back too.
Strategically.
We don't know that this
I
isn't
wanted to-
strategy.
I wanted
And
to
she's gonna yell, "Thor, don't let him get up." And it'll be Thok's turn.
Yeah, that's my choice.
Oh. I'm assuming there's like a 5-foot ledge or something.
I mean, not really. Everything's kind of surface level. Essentially, whether you're in mud or not is what it is.
Yes.
Eh.
Yes.
Well, bitch is prone anyways.
Doesn't matter.
He's already at it, but I'm gonna take Eclipse, and I'm gonna start swinging down on him.
Okay.
First one is a 30.
30 will hit.
30 will hit. That'll be 8. 24. There's a lot of radiant in there as well.
Yep,
I'm gonna
that's fine.
separate it.
You don't have to separate it.
Okay, so 24 for the first hit, and he's wounded.
Sure.
And then second one is a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
That'll be. Ooh. 12, 15, 16, 17, 27.
27.
Also, radiant, necrotic, and slashing.
Yep, that's all fine.
All right, and yeah, bonus action. Oh god, no one's been hit,
Yeah.
right?
No, not yet.
Okay, so then bonus action, I'm actually going to cast spiritual weapon, because she said don't let him get up, and it's just gonna be just a stone shape of like a statue of a sun,
Mhm.
and it's just gonna come straight down on him.
Okay.
That'll be 19 plus stuff.
But, I mean, plus stuff will hit.
1d8 plus wisdom. God, it's been forever since. Oh, that sucked. 2, 7, 7 bludgeoning.
7 more than it would have been.
Okay.
And that is all I can do. As I
Okay.
just stay there at a ready with Eclipse lit.
Justin doesn't seem worried, and I'm scared.
I know. That's why I'm worried.
Okay. So it is now. Go ahead and Thok, make a perception check for me, because there's more coughing.
That is 28.
28. So with the 28, the coughing and the hacking, from what you could surmise, sounds like it would normally sound like someone is sick. But with your 28, you can realize he's actually laughing. As Alder, it's your turn.
Would I pick up on that as well?
It's not your turn yet. I mean, at the end of your turn, you might be able to make that perception check, unless you're choosing to use your turn to use that.
Well, you said he would have. That was happening before my turn, so I just wanted to know if I would have heard the laughing.
Right. No, they're on top of him, so they're able to see
Okay.
that.
Well, in that case, I don't want to do something that doesn't make sense. Because if I had heard that, that would have changed what I would do. But in that case, I will just go with what my original plan was, which is probably going to end up hurting me in the long run. And that's for effect. I'm going to use my ethereal striders, and I'm going to teleport to being right next to Thor and Thok.
Okay.
And I'm able to successfully just kind of teleport right on top. And I'm going to do a primal savagery to attack him. Since he's prone, that would be an advantage, correct?
Yep.
Okay, that is 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Cool. And that'll be 14 points of acid damage.
Okay. Go ahead and I will have you make your perception check, unless you have anything else that you're looking to do.
No, that would be the end of my turn.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a perception check.
24.
24. With your 24, of course, you hear more of the cackling. However, with your high enough roll, you notice with the acid damage, it does not do anything,
Close it doesn't.
as they are going to use their legendary action,
Oh,
and
shit.
I need all three of you to make a dex save.
Thanks for running away from us, Loki.
Dexterity.
16.
14.
Sorry, 17. Plus 1 because of my ring of protection.
16, 17,
12.
12. So all three of you fail the dex save,
Of course we do.
as
17 fails it.
out of its back sprouts these two jet black slimy wings as it beats the wings out and pushes upwards.
Sentinel.
All three of you are knocked prone. You failed your save. And you each take give me 1 second and then I'll get right to you, Alder. Okay, and each of you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. As
16, you said?
16. As they are currently above you, I will say about 40 feet in the air with these black wings.
That's so high.
And there is that coughing slowly starts turning into a cackle
Yeah.
as the beast is shown. And just because I'm a dick and this is a fun way to end it, there is a massive, decayed, decrepit black dragon hovering. And we'll end it there.
Oh.
And we'll start it at the top of the round with Loki, our next session. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe.
Well, thanks for watching
Our pre-death.
our pre-TPK. No. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Juncture.
Solemn thing.
We will be back next week. Our characters might not be, but we will be to bring you the thrilling conclusion
Finale.
to our entire campaign. Thank you
November
guys
we'll
for
start campaign 3.
Yeah, it'll be great.
I'm playing
thank you
a
guys
bear.
so much for hanging out. Like a gay one or
Or you're playing Yeska.
Both.
Fail.
Gay Yeska.
Yeah, Yeska.
I like voice.
That's
and bass.
Yaska.
Yaska.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate you being here. Do actually like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys all back here next time. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Say goodbye.